Another one? What's with these guys?
Hello, everyone, and of course, welcome to Red United TV. It's your boy, Ivorian Spicer. We are back at it again with another Manchester United podcast, your weekly Manchester United podcast. Of course, this is the catch-up where we discuss the game that took place against yesterday, Arsenal, Manchester United. Sadly, Manchester United opened the Premier League campaign with a defeat, a narrow defeat from Arsenal from a set piece. We're here to talk about it. But of course, we're talking about Bayindir as well. You can see the title, Bayindir Blunder. Arsenal defeats Manchester United. And of course, Adam Wharton could be a potential transfer target for Manchester United. And also, just to add to it, Jadon Sancho has rejected the move to Roma. Will we ever sell Jadon Sancho? Will he opt for an exit for Manchester United? Regardless of whoever we keep on continuing to accept the bids from, he constantly keeps rejecting because he wants the bag. We'll talk about it later as well as the guys jump in for the panel. Make sure you guys smash that like button, share across all social media platforms. Of course, join Red United TV by clicking on the join button. Follow Red United TV as well. Scan the QR code to follow Red United TV, or click on the link description as well in the comments section. And you'll see, the description section, you'll see the Linktree link as well. But yes, sit back, guys. Throw your questions, all Manchester United related as well. Let me introduce you to a member of the panel, as always, ever present, Mr. Jerome himself. Uche was just with us, but he signed out, and Amuk should be joining us later on. Jerome,
it's frozen. I didn't hear that last part. It kind of froze a bit.
Yeah, I said, Jerome, man, big up. We're back at it again. The season has started. Nothing has changed in terms of Manchester United's position. We finished 15th. Yeah. We start the season 15th. Oh boy, oh boy. We play against one of our fiercest bitter rival, and luckily they got the win. First of all, big up to you. How was your weekend before we?
Big up, man. Yeah, it's frozen again, but yeah, I'll continue. Yeah, weekend was blessed, man. Can't complain about my weekend on a personal basis. Just trying to enjoy the summer while the sun's out, because we don't get that much summer traditionally in the UK. But putting that aside, obviously, wasn't happy with the result for obvious reasons, but the performance was promising. So there are some positives to take away. But as you said, yeah, we started in 15th, ended in 15th, as we did last season. So nothing's changed on that front. But I'm just happy with the way that things are shaping up in terms of the new personnel that we've got and a new energy about the place. And it sounds and it feels like there's a bit more positive energy that we can look forward to from the team and the fans. So yeah, just I don't want to be too negative, even though we lost. But yeah, you got to look at what's good and what's potentially to come.
I was just about to move up to you, Uche. How was your weekend or your week in general before we discuss that?
I would say it came with a lot of mixed feeling because I was looking forward to this very day, Sunday, and it ended in a bad note. And as much as I know, we're all saying that yes, there's a whole lot of positives, but on the other ground, this is what we are talking about that we need to actually show that we need it more. Arsenal didn't even bring up to the game, but somehow, Villa was against us. But even at that, among all those odds, you can have all those chances missed and still yet nothing to not even a draw. Is a bad one to where we are going, but a good one to where we are coming from. So that's how I'll put it. But so far, I would say the weekend was quite an interesting game because we actually brought it shows that we're actually serious in this season. But we still have so much to do in the coming days. For like I actually said, this is just the first out of 5, so 4 to go. I'll actually know where we're actually going to go this season. But for now, let's just say it's Arsenal, so it's quite expected for them to bring the A game to us. But overall, we could have actually done more, and this should have actually been a good 3 points or a draw at least. At the barest minimum, we actually secure was a draw in this game.
Yes, I know. Big up to you, Oak, as well. Just joined us as well. Just going through everyone just to find out how was their weekend as we introduced the show. Before we talk about the match, big up to you. How was your weekend, Oak? I think you put
my weekend was good, you know. It was quite alright. I wasn't too disappointed over the weekend because I literally did see progression. I saw players that wants to play football, play under the manager. Obviously, like Uche said, we got a long way to go, but with time, I think if they get to chemistry, if they get to build a chemistry among themselves, it would be good. Like very good. It's good signs. That's what I gotta say. Like good signs.
Good signs indeed is what we saw. Let's talk about it because it is Manchester United 0, Arsenal 1. Get me? It hurts to say that as well, man. Yes, Manchester United losing to Arsenal, not able to get a point, losing the 3 points towards their bitter rivals Arsenal, which was, of course, a goal that we conceded from a set piece, first corner that Arsenal take, which looked a bit unusual because usually Arsenal will be on the side corner thinking, okay, here we go again. But this time it was different. It was like they were outside the box. Some of them surrounding the box and thinking, what is this that they're doing? This is something new. And I didn't feel that I felt like something bad was going to happen from that moment when I saw Arsenal in a different formation than what you're used to seeing when it comes to set pieces. And I just thought, yeah, Bayindir in goal, is he going to be able to handle this? We know he's not strong. And yet again, he shows us that he's not the keeper for Manchester United. You know, Oche probably has something different to say because he represents the goalkeepers, he defends the goalkeepers as well. Yeah. Okay, Manchester United, positive to see, some positives to talk about. We can say that Brian Mbeumo and of course Cunha were good. They look like they're going to add a lot of firepower to Manchester United, add a bit of spice. And it looks like they will contribute a lot to Manchester United going throughout this season. So there's some positive things to see. But now let's get straight into it, guys. Let's talk about the game. Let's talk about the first half, the second half, the goals as well. We've got Bayinder's blunder to talk about, the foul on Cunha as well, the controversies as well. So who wants to start off the show with thoughts on the game?
I think let me start off, especially because it has to do with the goalkeeper department. You know, this I like what is actually going on, because when I say that Onana is the best person in that department that needs a competition, everybody said, no, this is actually good, this is actually good, this is actually... You see it. You see it. This is not the first time. This is not the second time. The truth, one good thing about Onana is, regardless his mistakes, he does not take it over throughout the whole game. Bayindir is a wonderful goalkeeper and a very good day, but any one mistake that happens shakes him off throughout the rest of the game. Now, in this situation, I don't entirely blame him. I blame our defenders in that era, because they didn't protect him enough, and maybe he was feeling a little bit that the referee is going to blow to his favor. He seems a little bit casual, but I still blame our defenders for not giving him that room to actually exert his actually power there and take charge. This is your territory. Go for the punch. Anybody said, go for it. So this is where it comes. He doesn't have that command. I repeat again, so far, Onana has a good way of commanding the defense. He's actually good at that. He can shout out the defense, do this. But it seems as if that in this situation now, that we are nowhere in that department. So it's either we are going for someone more experienced or better, or we stick to our guns. Having Onana back on the post. But that's another discussion for another day. Now, going down to the match, I would say that Ruben, in as much as that the team kind of clicked in a way, but he has already gone back to what I don't like, which is his experiments somebody doing every single game. This is the first game of the season. Seeing Kuna there as a first nine was a no-no for me when you have alternatives. I keep saying it, regardless how good it looks like, you can have some people who actually designed for that role, and you leave them and use someone that is not designed for that role. There is no how it will complement that position. There is no way in the world. Regardless, that's why it's always good to go for the best in a particular situation. I would have even preferred to have Rasmus Højlund or even Obi in that position than having Cunha there. All I see is just find a way to play all these players together. There's going to be a serious problem in the coming days if this is not being sorted out. We need a starting 11. Who is going to stay here? Who's going to play? Who's going to strike? Because I believe at this point that we could have allowed Benjamin Sesko start the game, could have had more impact. Everybody know their roles. But it's a learning curve for everyone. And I would say the Ligt was actually, he surprised me in the game. He was almost everywhere. He's the one that he's a big guy for me in that game, and he actually exceeded my expectation. This is the first match I actually saw. Yes, we lost, but he actually did exceed my expectation. And Doc could actually say that I've actually been improving, showing, but he still lacks that conversion rate. That eye for goal, he still lacks it. So I think that's where he needs to concentrate more. But he had in those combinations, those click in between, he's really improved on that. And when we're talking about Ahmad still remains a crucial part of Ruben's project. And somehow, I feel that he's treating him like an option. I feel that he's treating him like an option, and that needs to change for this to adapt very well. If you look at the way he's actually commands when he's with the ball, you understand that he needs to actually be given more responsibilities in that department. So the midfield still becomes a problem. It's still a problem, but it's something that can actually work out for. So I'll say it is better than where we are, but it is not good for where we are going. So that's just it.
Yes, I hear that as well. You know, I can agree with you, because I thought playing that false nine, which again I can understand, because the only reason why I can understand is because Seshko just joined. He hasn't had that many minutes, and I was thinking, Amran was thinking, oh, let me pull him on the bench, and then when we need him, he can come on and score and save the day or score the winning goal. That's what's going through Ruben Amran's head. But I can understand the fact that, yeah, he hasn't played enough minutes on the Manchester United. But then again, throw him in there, you know. And one thing I have to say, Uche, maybe he decided not to go with Ahmed Diallo because he wanted that defensive stability from both flanks, from Dallo and of course, Patrick Dogu, and in that defense as well. And then afterwards, in the second half, where you wanted to make the changes, and to open up the game even more, to add some goals to it, or some firepower, or some creativity, bring on Ahmed. But I wasn't impressed with the starting lineup. I don't know about you guys, but the starting lineup in terms of the false nine, it never worked for me. I just thought, not in this game. Start Seshko. It is what it is. And when he runs out of fuel or when he runs out of energy, then take him off and bring on someone like Xerxes. But one thing I have to say is that what does Kobe Mainoo have to do to get some game time? Because Manuel Ugarte, what an absolute clown when he came on. I don't know what he was thinking, taking that long strike as well, and passing the ball to the wrong opposition as well. Like, what the hell are you doing with your cameo? That was a horrendous cameo appearance, you know. Ugarte, you know.
In pre-season as well. Ugarte. All the Ineos signings, it looks like he might be the Deadwood signing under Ineos.
No, absolutely. But let's go. I want to get your thoughts on it, especially the goal that we conceded, because you're very vocal on that goal that we conceded against Arsenal. You think it wasn't a foul. Some people thought it was a foul. I want to get your thoughts on that.
I think it was a foul because you had Saliba literally distracting two of our players. The keeper, Saliba's elbow was in the keeper's belly, and he was pulling it up to Mrs. Mount jersey that you can see my man's back. One individual, you know. And they keep if you remember, before even the ball got kicked in, he held the keeper's arm as well. So these are all things, like if you put all these three things just mentioned, come on, it's easy. Not just one incident, it's like 3 different incidents before the goal got. Like, I'll blame the keeper as well. You should have used, but obviously he was laying into the keeper. But the keeper, like he was a bit weak. Like, different keepers would have worked 10 times harder to make sure the ball don't get in, because they actually had a touch on it as well. So, but I think we got robbed. That ball yesterday's no goal. I'll say this every day because I keep saying it.
Yeah,
if
it is.
Like, I'm happy that it happened. The first game of the season, when other teams start getting decisions like this, we don't hear nothing. But 3 different incidents you can mention, like it held the keeper's arm. Like, come on, brother. Like, you pulled up my man's shirt all the way up, and you were leaning your elbow in his keeper's belly. And, like, that's just what I see. Maybe other people got different perspective about it. There's a keeper weak, but he should have done better. But he did not do better. Like Uche said, he felt relaxed. The defenders did not help. And the funny thing about this goal as well, imagine if the late but in front of Saliba and Mount was in the late spot. It would have been a different competition. But how do you have shoot Mount in front of Saliba? So either way, I just feel like we got robbed. So my thing about the game itself, it was a good match to watch. I actually enjoyed it. Like, I was impressed. I kept asking my brother, when was the last time did you see Manchester United play football against a bigger club and control games like this?
Yeah.
Like,
I was just there, like, when was the last time? If I can remember, it was...
The last time was under LVG, 2015.
No, during Ten Hag against... just one game. Ten Hag
against Spurs. 2-0 at Old Trafford, we totally dominated them under Conte.
But yesterday was just something different. And literally, if you observed, every single player in the pitch worked hard. They all worked hard. The consistency.
It shows that they're playing for the manager.
The consistency, because we've all seen this seasons after season. We would start the first 10, 15 minutes good and just pull off. But I said it before, during the pre-season, it was all consistent. And that's it. If we kick on the same way we did during the pre-season, we would get a better chance. This was just a little blip, like a little blip. Now we'll get back. All I want the team to play the same football they did, like against Arsenal, against every Premier League team. We should be all right.
Yeah. I'll have to say big up Arsenal for finally mastering the dark arts, because they used to be a pussy boy team under Arsene Wenger. But under Arteta, they seem to be scumbags when it comes to these set pieces. And I did see a footage of Saliba pushing out at Bayindir is because he wasn't looking at the keeper, so he conned the referee to think that he's looking at the ball. But this time, he's out here trying to stop the goalkeeper. But we tried the same thing. Only like 30 seconds after we conceded that goal, we had a corner, tried to surround David Raya. But guess what David Raya did? He managed to punch the ball away. He stayed strong. Bayindir's a pussy.
I was going to use that.
He's a pussy. But to you, Drew, what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I was going to say, I got to politely disagree with the idea that Bayindir was fouled. I just think that as a big, 6'6" goalkeeper, he needs to command that box. And if anyone's nudging into him, it's easy to say, move, man. You need to just push them out of the way and then let the referee come and sort it out. You've got to do something. Don't just stand there and be timid and get bullied. As Roy Keane said, Saliba just bullied him, just stood in between him and just blocked his space. And as a keeper, you've got to do more than that. You can't just stand there and just hope that the referee's going to give a foul. You've got to be physical and do something. I guarantee you, like keepers like Peter Schmeichel, Van der Sar, Jens Lehmann, Peter Cech, all these keepers, you think they'll just be standing there getting bullied? They'll be commanding that box. They'll be actually pointing, shouting at their own players, telling them to position themselves accordingly. Go and mark that guy. You stand over there. Make sure I've got space to maneuver. And then he can just jump up and punch the ball out, just like what Ray did on the other side. It was the exact same scenario. And Ray is shorter as well. Mm-hmm. And he still looks like he's got more of a presence than Bayindir, who's like 6'6". It's just not adding up. Why does Ray look like the stronger keeper? So in that regard, I reckon the keeper was more or less at fault for that. But obviously, leading up to that corner, we've only got ourselves to blame because we were slack in our passing and taking too much time on the ball in our own box. And all roads lead to Bruno. The guy that Amorim decided to keep.
And let's talk about the goal that we conceded because it was Bruno's lack of clearance. Instead of clearing the ball, clearing your lines, you wanted to do some nonsense, and we conceded the corner and we conceded the first goal. Now I have to put that blame on Bruno too, but I think there's that fault for not staying strong and sticking strong to it and punching the ball away. I don't know. I would have punched Saliba's face at the same time when I'm punching the ball away. You get me? Like that's what most goalkeepers do to let them know that you're there. Like, no, you can't come and get this. But
Onana has done that before. I don't think anybody tries that. Onana has done that before.
Did he ended up missing
because the penalty though? But at least now you know you don't come around there. That's the truth. Now you know. You don't come around my space because you get one in the head. You will.
No, that's true though. He was a bit weak. That should have done better.
Too weak.
Yeah, just too timid, man. Like, especially in the game of that magnitude. You see, like obviously Arsenal, they're not like our rivals for the title because we're not competing for titles, but they're historically in the Premier League are like traditional rivals. So you'd expect that they're going to be intense, everyone to be up for it, everyone to be strong, going in the tackles, not being all timid. It'd be like a lackadaisical on the ball. Like Bruno, when he had that ball, he should have just punted it. Like, don't take no chances. I know under Sir Alex Ferguson, in game of this manager, he's like, don't take no chances. Just get the ball clear. Just clear it out. Like, you ain't got no time for all this dilly-dallying on the ball.
Yeah.
I did see the same thing yesterday.
So that's why I got to put him blame on that. But the good thing is I can say is that in that first half, when we went to go down, last season, we would have just folded and probably lost 2 or 3-0. But this time, there seems to be something different about this group of players. Mm-hmm. That we're just still fighting. We're still playing good football. We didn't deserve to lose the game overall. Konya was driving through midfield with lung-busting runs and stuff, showing skill, good quality, turning on the ball and stuff like that. Obviously, Dogu, he was showing a lot of energy and fitness, and then he had a good preseason as well. He was running up and down at left-hand side, and even he nearly scored as well. He hit the post in the first half. So we had some chances. We had Arsenal on the ropes at times, and usually when we play Arsenal, usually it's us more or less sitting back and they're having most of the possession, but it wasn't like that this time. This time we were on the front foot and Arsenal were hanging on and riding their luck at times with some of the refereeing decisions. So in that first half, even though we got to go down to the goalkeeping mistake, we do actually some good passages of play. And I think, as you said earlier in the show, and Mbeumo and Konya, they're going to add a different dimension to our attack now. We've got players that they're not selfish and just think about themselves. They're actually playing as a team. So once they get to understand each other more, we're going to see more of that. And I think against most other teams in the league, we would have won that game comfortably. But it's just that Arsenal, we know that they're good in defence. They have been for the last few years. Like, I have to admit, they are good defensively. They're more or less like the old Arsenal, the Arsenal before Wenger, the way they're playing. You know, like when it was traditionally like 1-0 to the Arsenal. That's they've gone back to them roots. But going back to United, that's probably the first time in a long time where I didn't feel that pissed off, even though we lost. Because most of last season we lost, and we lost badly and deserved to lose. It didn't look like scoring, didn't create no chances or nothing. But this time we went out fighting. So it's pleasing to see. And if we play like that for most of the season, we're going to be fine. So lots to look forward to. Obviously, I do agree with this. I do agree in the sense that the starting lineup could have been better. But I kind of see where he was coming from. It's the first game of the season. I don't want to put a full-on attacking lineup because it's Arsenal. You've got to pay respect to Arsenal, innit? They've been second in the league the last 3 years. So they're like one of the best teams in the league. So you've got to kind of show some respect. So he did that in the lineup when he had Dallo and he had Ahmad on the bench. When in hindsight, Ahmad should have probably started. And obviously Sesko, he's only just come into the club. So I think it was a bit unfair to put him in the starting 11 at a game of that magnitude. To come in and potentially struggle, and then people are going to start saying, "Oh, he's Tesco," and all of that stuff. So he's trying to bed him in and make sure that like he gets eased in. So I expect him to start the next game against Fulham because it's a smaller. Obviously, it's going to be a tough game, but it's a smaller game in terms of like the magnitude of it, and he'll be able to sort of hopefully like score and get his confidence going. Because we saw Gyökeres started. And you look like he was out of his depth. He didn't have any shots on goal. So it just shows you that like it's a first game. Not everyone's up to speed yet. So I wasn't expecting it to be a spectacle. But overall, I can't complain with our performance. Even in the second half, we're still giving it a go as well. And Bomo had a chance to score with a header. That was a great save from Raya. And even Cunha as well had a shot as well on the left hand side, and that was a good save as well. So Raya was on top form yesterday. We ended up finishing with 22 shots on goal to Arsenal 7. So
dominated
shots as Arsenal. That shows you that we actually played well. So that's why I'm not overly disappointed. I'm just disappointed in the sense that our performance didn't correlate to a win, but eventually, if they'll keep performing well, then eventually the goals will come and the wins will come. So overall, you can look at it and just be like, we lost to a goalkeeping error, really. Like it wasn't like Arsenal pammed us with loads of chances. That was really it, really. And their key players didn't really shine. Like Saka didn't really do much in the game. He was quite nullified.
It was really quiet. He was sleeping.
Yeah, Gyökeres 0 shots. So he was not existent. Odegaard pretty quiet. And Arsenal's team on paper looks quite strong, and we nullified them for most of the game. So that was quite pleasing to see.
No, absolutely. It was good to see that we kept Arsenal on the back rope. They were defending a lot. And it's just unfortunate that Manchester United just couldn't convert their chances into genuine goals. And we didn't really have that much clear-cut chances apart from Cunha running directly in it. And by the time he got through, he was tired to even get a shot. Let's talk about the players that impressed you guys as well. Obviously, there's probably Cunha. Mount as well had a good game.
Mason Mount really did have a good game.
Is this going to be the season for Mason Mount, guys?
Like, I was very impressed.
He's been good in pre-season as well.
Yeah. His fitness level is different as well.
I think with Mount, we need convincing. He's
Why'd you
good.
say that?
There's a player that he's good. You know he's good, but he needs to convince you that he's the man you can actually look out for. We have not got that spark yet. We've not got it yet.
I actually personally believe in Mount. I think it's
but do you have that conviction when you see him on the lineup, do you have
It's
that
not
conviction?
been-
No,
it's not
that
been
this
fit.
man is gonna be fire. No, we don't have it.
We signed Mount. He had like a little injury. I want you to remember this when Mount came to Manchester United. He was just trying to came back from injury.
Okay.
So like when he came to United, we trying to force him to the system. It didn't work. That injury did not get better. But like these little things.
That means that even till now, we are not still certain that he's a real
I understand.
guy.
All I'm saying, like, I know we get frustrated with our players because most of these players are earning a lot of money.
Yeah.
Which most fans complain about. But to be honest with you, he's been injured half of the time. This guy went through a whole half of the season. So that
explains it. It's not, if it's not 100, then that means he's not 100.
No, all I can say, if he get given the opportunity, and like you said, no conviction.
Yeah, you don't have that conviction. Okay, look at Ahmad. If it comes up, if he's with the ball, trust me, you have that conviction that he's gonna be that guy. You have it. That guy he's gonna get past him. You have that conviction that he has a way. So Mount. That we don't have it with the Mount. You're like, when you ask, can he make it? That's the first thing you think.
It's the fitness level.
Do it? See with Mount, yeah. I'm expecting there to be a much improved Mount simply because we're playing one game a week, so there's no excuses of having injuries now. One game a week, more time in training. Even you can have more rest as well. No traveling on planes, so naturally we should be seeing a better Mount. And
yeah,
I do agree that the jury's still out, but it can only get better from here because, like you guys said, he's been injured for most of his time at Man United. So maybe if he has a run in the team, injury-free, he might actually get better. It looks like the manager's going to start picking him more from what we're seeing.
To be honest with you, man, I actually believe that. I believe in Mount the Bruno in terms of if he just see that one player that can click with the club and play that football. For me, Mount is better than Bruno.
I think Bruno's
more responsible with the ball.
Bruno's on borrowed time. I think after this season, we need to. If we don't cash in on Bruno next summer, then this club is serious.
Gives you the goals and assists, but
that's about
that connection, that someone that plays with the flair that you want, that can feed you the ball. A man can pass it. Very good, very like he. I don't know. It's the injuries. I used to compare Mount and Foden. I used to say Mount is better than Foden, but obviously after the injury, I was just like, Foden just went past him way far.
I'll tell you one thing for sure. This is Mount's last season to prove himself.
Yeah.
If we don't do nothing this season, he needs to get sold because that's once is his third season.
Nobody club.
We've got time to carry passengers. We have to be ruthless. I don't want to keep picking on Bruno. But Bruno's one of the guys as well that needs to leave. But if Mount is shit this season, he needs to get lost as well. And there's other players as well. Players that are on their second and third seasons that haven't really been consistent. This is their season to show something.
I want to stop you guys there. Just go around you. Who was your man of the match of the game, and then we move on to the next talk of discussion. Man of the match for you, Oche? Delete. Superb. Absolutely superb. Made Victor Gyökeres look like Victor Okeres, Victor Mediocres. He had no shots, bro. No.
He surprised me, honestly. He surprised me. This is my first. He just surprised me, honestly.
He looks fit.
I didn't believe it.
He looks quick as well.
Even the Saka ball. He was there.
Yeah. Brushed him out. Cleared him off these lines and just said, give me that ball back. Jerome, for you, who was your man?
I have to agree with Uche. I've got to give it to Delete. They're saying that Delite's he's gone back to 2019 Delete.
Ajax time.
He was shelling it in the Champions League. So hopefully we keep that because, like I keep saying, one game a week, keep yourself fresh, fit, and ready to go. We'll continue to see more of the performances. So I actually think this one game a week might actually benefit us, and in terms of consistency.
Yeah, because it allows you to train throughout the whole week, no disruption. So Amrin's plan, there's no excuse, Uche. There's no excuses for Amrin to not demonstrate his philosophy because he has 6 days to train and get the plan to the team. So there's no more excuses. One game a week. What was your man of the match?
I got to disagree with you guys. Sorry, for me, it's Cunha.
Oh yeah.
Like, it's just because remember, we lacked something. We didn't have the one player. Bruno does it, but he always make the wrong passes. And Cunha just don't make passes. Cunha will actually take the ball and drive. He come get the ball, take it forward. Come get the ball, take it forward. And I saw that a lot yesterday.
You know the funny thing, see Cunha, Cunha, he was showing like, you see, like every top player, every top team has that one player that's got a bit of stardust about them.
Yeah, he
and
does.
I said Cunha's got that. You see that turn that he did?
That's the Neymar's flag. It's got
Being a Brazilian.
He is Brazilian.
We finally got a proper Brazilian.
Yeah. We've been getting scammed with fake Brazilians. They're questioning their
Brazilians
passport.
that were born in Bolivia.
Yeah, like, Pastor Fred Anderson as well. All these people clever said we have to question them and say, "Are you really Brazilian? Because you don't play like one. There's no skills about you. There's nothing samba about you. Look at Anthony. We introduced him with samba music, and we never got to see the samba from him. But I think
Anderson is the only Brazilian that we actually had in things that was so wonderful and phenomenal so far. Anderson to me.
It's until he started getting too much injury and put on weight, and then we had to get rid of him.
He's the best fish and chips
so far.
and kebabs. He loved the kebabs in the UK. He loved the English food that was being served. Let's end it there. Of course, my man, the match. I think I'm gonna have to go with Matthias de Ligt. He was amazing as well, solid in defense, and just a nuisance to Gyökeres. I don't know if Gyökeres will be having nightmares about that debut season that he had for Arsenal. Good boy. And let's go straight into it because, of course, Manchester United. You saw that midfield of Manchester, even though it wasn't too exposed in the midfield, and we did all right. I'm still skeptical when you have a Bruno Fernandes and Casemiro, and you guys are screaming out that we need to buy a new goalkeeper and we need that DM. Manchester United linked to Adam Wharton from Crystal Palace was mentioned by David Ornstein last week that Manchester United are looking to bring him in as an alternative to Carlos Baleba, as Carlos Baleba's but the club itself, Brighton, are not willing to sell, and Manchester United are not going to spend so much money on the player because of the club, and I've put him for next summer's transfer instead. So we definitely need a CDM or a central midfielder that can play a deep line playmaker and play. Freaking God, we have to play with Bruno in midfield. I feel sorry for any midfielder that wants to get ball, retain possession, and they're gonna have to work a lot when you're paired up with Bruno in that midfield. Uche knows what I'm talking about. But Adam Wharton, what's your guys' thoughts on it? I'm gonna start with Uche to kick off this discussion, and the rest of you can join and have your thoughts.
So first of all, I think that we're making too many mistakes again. We're buying too many players, and none is living. We've done the same thing for Benjamin Sesko. What's going on there? It's still the season, okay. We still have time here, but when you put all these things, you're creating an environment that is not conducive. You need to let go before you start making all those transfer rumors. But what this means is that you are not confident with what you have. It really means that your midfield is nothing, and that's a better way of telling them that they are shit. You see? So it has a way to affect your team as well. There's some things you could have actually done since and sell it. This is not good. Since I just started to create that kind of noise in the back room is not good. In as much as I know, many will actually believe that competition is needed. But when you have so much midfielders in your team, so many forwards are not yet left, and none has actually even said they're going to leave. We're talking about forcing Anthony to take a deal. We're also talking about Sancho also not going through. We're not talking about we brought in Sesko and Rasmus told him to actually find a way to go. He has actually gone yet. We still want to bring in more. What are we doing? So many indecision is actually being done here. So yes, I keep saying all these players look good on paper. The same way we just saw Sesko as well. They all look good on paper, but I can't really stand here and say, yes, it's going to actually work out, not going to work out. The issue is we have a system that is struggling with players' adaptation. The system is not a regular system that everybody's plug and play because it requires for you to be an athlete first. and not everybody is prepared. That's why you need more of youngsters in the team, and sometimes you also need some of the old experienced players in the team to balance it up. This is where I actually hold Ruben Wharton. But right now, if you ask me, I don't like when we go for second option. He's absolutely like at the second option, the same way we did for Casemiro. I don't like when we settle for that. I don't like going when there's that's only someone who's available. That doesn't work most times. Yes, it's a gamble. We have seen it work, but for me, I think it's far-fetched. Right now, we need a move that we are sure of. But so far, if it comes into the team, it's going to disrupt it. Let's know that. I said that for Zesco. If it comes in, it's either one person leaves, both of them cannot coexist because it is not good for what? Player development. The same way, if it comes in, someone needs to leave, someone needs to be given the boots up and clear. You need to find a place. Remember, Maino is looking for a place to stay. What are we doing? Come on. So I just think that we're actually in the market, but we're trying to do business. We're just looking for something, but we need to make sure we're create the right environment as well, because we know what he did from us last season. Coming now, we have a whole lot of players to let go, and we need to figure it out before this month runs out. It's almost, before you know it, August is done. We're September, and season transfer window is up, and no business. So we need to get it done fast. But for me, I think we need to let players go first before we do that business.
So no thoughts on the player itself, whether it's a good player for Manchester United to bring in? Okay, no?
No.
You got no thoughts on the player because we want to talk about the player?
That's what I'm saying. Not only player, because to me, he is. Well, why are we talking about the player again?
Because he's been linked to the club. This is the topic, the segment.
No, that's what I'm saying. If we talk about it linked to the club, that's what I don't give you the instances why we shouldn't be talking about it, because
he's been linked to the club.
This is news. That's what I'm saying. Why are we linking the player to the club right now when we have a whole lot of players that not give? No, okay, the players scenario right now.
Look at Boche. Are you gonna have your opinion on the player linked to the club, whether they're good or not, or just the good right move? Whatever is going to happen.
What I'm saying.
Your thoughts on the player itself.
It is not a good move. We still have players. That's what I keep saying. I don't want me to say whether this player is good or not. I keep saying all these players, I can't say whether they are good enough until they are playing in the club. I can't compare the quality of the player you're playing right there in your team.
With the signing of Wharton?
It will be an upgrade, but unless I see it on the page right now, I'm not convinced that he's the guy to give us that we're looking for. He's not. Baleba actually stands up, but right now we're going for what we call who is available. And when we go for who's available, I don't like this kind of business until the person to show me that it has what it takes. Right now we're going because that's what is available in the market. So we have to wait for him to actually show us in the United share whether it has what it takes. Right now, it's all about experiment, and that's what we're doing right now. Because tell me before now, last 2 weeks, if it was that good, it was been up right there. No, he's just there because it just came on. That's the option we have, and I don't like that. So for me, I'll say no. It's not a good
one though.
I wouldn't mind getting Wharton, you know. Like,
exactly, I wouldn't mind.
He reminds me of Michael Carrick.
Yeah,
we've been missing a Carrick player for almost a decade. Someone that gives a calming influence in midfield, composed, can take the ball off the back four. We're missing that. Like, if we carry on this season as the way it is, don't think we're not going to be getting run through in midfield, because we are.
Yeah.
Like, obviously there'll be one-off games where our midfield will do okay. Like Casemiro and Bruno might do okay against, for example, Brentford, their team's been dismantled. They ain't got nobody left. So you expect them to do well against those sort of teams. But when they come up against tough opposition, when everyone's fully fit, when we're like 6-7 games into the season, they're going to find it tough. So as much as I would have loved to have got Baleba in, obviously the fee's looking too high for Man United to manage this season because we've really spent a lot. So we've got to look at other options. We can't just rely on just bringing in one player. We've got to have a pool of different alternatives because we're not always going to get our first choice targets. So with that being said, I know Wharton's a totally different player from Baleba, but maybe hopefully get Wharton in now, and then hopefully if we qualify for the Champions League, we can go back and get Baleba in next summer, because maybe Brighton might be in a better position to sell, and we would be in a better position financially to buy next season, provided that we qualify for the Champions League. But I think it's critical if we don't get a midfielder, and then our hopes of like looking at top 6 and top 5 and winning a trophy, those sort of targets are going to be blown out the window because that's how important it is. But I guess if we did go for Wharton, then there might be still change left to get a goalkeeper as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like,
Yeah.
we're gonna have to go for the cheaper alternative, and
Yeah,
with
because if it's Baleba, then that's it. The whole budget's done. Even that probably even eats into next year's budget. So, and like Uche said, no players are getting sold. So I guess if we did bring a midfielder, and it might push some sales, because a lot of these players here are sitting on their wages thinking, the club's not bringing in no one, so I'm just going to sit here. But I guess if we buy players, then it will give them the hint that, right, you need to go. Just like Højlund. Surely he's got to go now to AC Milan. So we need to bring in players so that players can take the hint and clear off, and we can hopefully get some much needed cash into the club.
For the ones that wants to leave, though.
Yeah. Hopefully we can. Hopefully we can.
For the
sell
ones that want to
players.
leave, people like Casemiro will run it out, man.
The Casemiro, I have to admit, Casemiro, he ain't leaving no matter what.
Nah,
He's on like 300 and something K a week. He ain't leaving. He's running down that contract. And we've only got our club to blame. If I was Casemiro, you think I'm leaving when I'm earning over 300K a week? You're crazy. I'm retiring and sitting on a bench for the next 2 years.
Let's talk about another player that's on £325,000 a week who refuses to play to leave. This is going to go straight to Amut to kick it off as well, because we've got Jadon Sancho that's been offered an opportunity to leave Manchester United yet once again, reject the Juventus move. I'm not too sure if he was linked to Galatasaray, didn't want to go there, or a Saudi club yet. But again, an opportunity to move to Roma, 20 alone over 20 million up front, because of course Jadon Sancho's contract I believe his contract's ending at the end of the season.
Yeah,
I think
it's ending at the end of the season, but the club got an option to extend it for a further year.
For further year.
The club ain't going to do that, surely.
They're not. But Jadon Sancho, who wants to leave Manchester United, has been screaming out freedom for God knows how long. But when freedom comes to him, he doesn't want to take the freedom. Man, what we do with Jadon Sancho, man, is he going to go? Because this is getting ridiculous now. You know, this is like the second or third club that wants to sign him because he rejected the Chelsea wages. He rejected Juventus' move, and he's rejected Roma's move, man. What are we doing with Jadon Sancho? Does he want to stay?
He does not want to stay. He wants to leave. I think he's leaving the club like Manchester United. It's a big club. And whoever is going to come approach Sancho, because obviously you could have the agreement made with Manchester United, but you also go speak to the player itself, get some things done. I believe most of these clubs that came up haven't got Sancho's attention with the project and the amount of money that he might be getting a week, which I think has been a very big factor. Because because Chelsea was going to pay him a lot of money.
No, Chelsea were offering under 200,000. Just about £200,000.
Yeah, like he had to do like 25% discount. But that's your boyhood club. So if he could refuse Chelsea's offer, he wanted him, because we didn't even think Chelsea was going to sign him. So all I can say is, and I'm putting myself in Sancho's boot. Whoever's going to sign me has to pay that money that one. This is all about me.
But for me, what I have to say,
the club could have the negotiation, wherever, because you fans, like most fans, want players gone. Yeah, but what about the players?
But I need to question the player. This is World Cup season, Amuk.
Yeah, but why should
you need to leave and get first in football if you really love playing football first of all, and you want to get into the England squad? You know, you can't. It's coming close to the end of the transfer window.
You're thinking of players who's more motivated. Like Sancho motivated to get, he would love to play for England again. But after all the media backlash, everything that's like, come on. It feels like people getting out of touch with reality. We're dealing with a generation that think different from us. The way they think is different. They're all about the money. And if the money's not right for Sancho, I believe he should stay, run out the contract. You don't just laugh, Casemiro.
Yeah, but he wants to play. He wants to be happy. He was screaming freedom. No, but he was screaming freedom. Casemiro's playing.
50K, right?
But Casemiro's
playing. Why can't you do the same thing?
No, but the difference is
Maguire did as well.
Maguire's playing. But Maguire's playing. Casemiro's playing.
He didn't leave because
but Sancho's screaming out freedom. Don't you want to leave if you're screaming out
No,
freedom?
this is what I'm
No,
saying.
the
Let's
problem
I don't
with
understand.
Sancho.
Let them pick and choose. Let's don't
No,
pick and
there's
choose.
no pick and choosing.
You know what the problem is? The problem
One is
the
playing,
problem
with
with
that
two
money
players
is
are
that-
part of the squad. Two players are actually part of the squad involved. The other player
Yes.
is not part of the squad. He's not even allowed to train with the team. He's screaming out freedom, but when
of
freedom
what?
comes to him, he's not taking that freedom road
What
where the
was
light is
reason
at the
for
end of the
Sancho
tunnel.
being in the starting lineup?
No, but he wants to leave. He wants
No,
to
because
leave.
he had a
He's
disagreement with the
desperate to
manager,
leave.
right?
But
He
even with a
refused
new
to
manager,
apologize,
he
right?
wants to leave.
You lot forgot what happened.
No, Amok. Even
Nah.
with a new
We need to
manager,
get pay
he wants
cuts.
to leave.
Sancho could
I've
leave
Spice.
Manchester
We
United
need to get
if
pay
the
cut
money
and
is
leave.
right.
For me, if I'm so desperate to leave, yeah, I'll take a reasonable pay
If the
cut.
money is right, he should leave. If the money ain't right, stay there, run your
But
contract.
what is
No,
the
the problem,
is
the
right?
problem with, the
You got
problem
one
with
season left.
Sancho
You
is
got
that
one season left.
we paid Sancho too much money to begin with.
Exactly.
So
So
the
why you
club have
blaming
got
him
themselves
now?
to blame. So because we've overpaid Sancho, he feels that he's entitled to stay on that pay, even though his ability and his performances don't justify that pay. That's the problem. So if he really wanted to play football, he'd
Sancho
be
did
like,
not play
okay,
too many games
I've
for
been
Manchester
paid a lot for
We
Man
all know
United.
this. He
My
hasn't
priority
played that
right
much
now
for
is
United.
just to play games, get back to a normal routine, and take a
Sancho
small
did
pay
not get
cut.
given.
But he doesn't want to do that. He's more
Sancho-
worried about getting either paid the same or getting paid more
Sancho
than
did
playing
not get given
football.
the same opportunity as Anto.
So he's basically
Sancho
he's
hasn't played that much
put
games for
aside
United.
his football career. All Sancho cares about right now is money.
Yeah.
And he showed that because
Yes,
he's just
no, he
rejecting
needs to get.
all these
He
deals.
needs to get.
So he's a
So you not
mercenary.
saying Maguire, Casemiro.
Yeah, but
To
no,
West Ham.
these guys actually play. So is Sancho a mercenary in this situation because he only wants to leave for the right offer? He doesn't want to even leave for his boyhood club, which I would happily take £1,000 a week just to sit on Manchester United's bench as a regular player like me.
Yeah,
that
the
can't
fact
kick
that
ball, for my boyhood club.
he turned down Chelsea.
That doesn't show me how ambitious he is.
Stop this. Nah.
No, but no, but it's the
Look,
truth.
I'll be real with you. Sancho
No, your boyhood club.
football.
Name me a player
Look
that
at
done it.
Cunha.
Name
Look
me
at
people
Cunha.
that
No,
does
let me
it.
give you an
And
example.
how much is the discount?
Let me give you an example. Cunha told us that Manchester United is his boyhood club. He rejected Champions League football to play for Manchester United.
But he had a good pay raise on his way.
How much is the game
pay
paid?
rise? But did he not reject Champions League football? Every player wants to play in the Champions League.
Money.
No.
It's about
the ambition and the vision that you have. It's not always about the money. It's not always about the money. Because if it was about the money, Newcastle would have paid more.
No.
Šeško was offered far more money at Newcastle and decided to choose Manchester United. If it was about money, he would have went to Newcastle. But no, it's about the ambition and the vision.
It's about the legacy, what the club represents.
Mr. Ivorian, you got that wrong again. So
how's that wrong? It's factual that Šeško was offered more. Newcastle even offered more money.
Yeah, you're right. Šeško was offered
more money.
Offered more money to buy him.
Clubs have a negotiation with him and his team.
All I've got to say is that it's
why
not good
did
enough.
Šeško have both clubs having a negotiation with him and his team and the club itself? Like
Šeško decided to not go for Champions League football and go to Manchester United. The far better attractive.
It was the
far better attractive
can we
Newcastle.
at least agree that Sancho doesn't want to play football?
He doesn't want to play football.
Money.
He just wants to be sitting down with Sweetie
and
vape
and
take balloons.
Dybala.
Yeah, Dybala.
Sancho doesn't want to play football.
He wasn't interested.
No. Sancho doesn't want to play football. I think he's made it quite clear.
Freedom.
It's always been the money with players at United.
Okay, he's screaming out freedom, right? He's doing Martin Luther King.
But I'm on the angle that he should take a pay cut. He's actually done. He's done.
Yeah,
but
he's done with the club. There's no relationship.
There's
no relationship. Why do you want to be? Why do you want to be at a place where you don't like?
I'm not taking it.
He will run it out.
I'm not taking it.
Why would you be at a place where you don't like? You're not welcome. You're not wanted. You can't even train.
Maguire had the worst.
Maguire still played.
And stayed.
Maguire still played.
Maguire was desperate to stay at Man United.
Sancho's not part of the team. Sancho can't even train.
Sancho could get it worse.
Sancho can't even train with the
And
squad.
that makes
He has to train after 5 o'clock.
That's because they refuse.
We are paying him for doing nothing.
Yeah. Where's the ambition in it?
At least can we agree that Sancho doesn't want to play football? He just wants to sit on his ass and get paid.
You can defend it as much as you like, but he does no ambition from the player.
Like,
how can you disagree with everything? I can
Either
agree
way,
with
he's
you.
gonna play
You see,
someone.
the thing is, I can
Either
agree
way,
with
he's gonna
you
play
that it's
someone.
Manchester United's fault, yeah, that he's on 325k a week. That's them. They made
How many
that.
offers has Sancho even
Exactly.
But
has?
at the same
How many
time,
offers has Sancho rejected right now?
he's been
3.
offered so many. Free, exactly.
He
Boyhood
doesn't want
club,
to play football.
reject.
And it's not like he's
Brother.
getting offers from shit clubs. He's
No.
getting offers from
They're
top
top clubs.
He
European
wants the
clubs.
money.
Top clubs.
I'm not defending him. I'm just saying the
I'm
facts. He wants the money. You don't
Who?
match what
Which
he's
big
getting.
club's gonna
He
give
could
him
have
big
gone to
dollars?
I'm
Juve.
playing
To me, he could have gone to
tonight, right?
Juve.
Thank you.
Any
Could've
price,
gone to
any
Juve.
amount, could have gone to Juve for any amount. Could have
Yeah,
gone to Juve.
200,000.
Why did he reject Juventus? Juventus are one of the biggest
Because
clubs
they
in the
weren't gonna
world.
offer. They're not offering
Why would you
£325,000.
give it 200?
But you're not worth it.
They're one of the most successful clubs in Italy. And
But
he's
no.
rejected them.
Look. The problem is that Manchester United made him think that he's worth £325,000 a
He
week.
has good offers
But
than
he's not.
Anthony. He has good offers than Anthony.
Yeah, he has. But Anthony hasn't received a single
Anthony
offer.
Anthony only has Real Betis.
But
You can't
Sancho's
afford
a
him.
better player than Anthony. Sancho just needs to put himself together and play football. That's all he needs. Sancho is actually 10 times more better player than Anthony.
You know, yeah, he is. Talent-wise,
Anthony's got
he
more
is.
ambition
But
to
we
try
have
and
not
make
seen
that
it.
move.
We have not
There's
seen
no
it.
point
But we have
having
not
talent
seen it.
if you
We
don't
have
want to
not
play
seen it.
football.
I haven't seen Sancho.
Yes,
I ain't seen him
Yes.
football for
we have not
time,
seen
bro.
it.
You
It's
see him,
not about potentials. We have
When's the
not
last
seen
time
it.
He
Sancho
has-
actually played? Apart from was it
How can
Chelsea?
you encourage a player to
Because
stay and
he's
not
grinding.
play and not even improve? If he
I'm
doesn't
not
go
saying
anywhere, he's not
stay
going
at
to
the club.
improve.
He could go loan, go
Loan?
Go,
What's the
yes,
point?
for 1 more season.
Which
He
loan?
has 1
Where-
season
where-
left
where's
in
he
the
gonna go?
contract. I'm
One
trying
more
to get that money.
season of loan.
Once, yes.
No, but Amok, the offer to Roma was a loan plus 20 million fee.
Yeah.
A loan fee. He
Right.
didn't take it. You know
Nah.
what? If it's a loan, Man United would have probably compensated him. Because it's a
I'm not
loan. He's still part of our player.
The
They have to pay
money's
part of the
right.
wages. Amok, is that not true? Against Roma, don't say that. It was a loan, which means they have to cover some sort of wages, which meant that Manchester United will cover the rest of his wages. Still didn't go.
You know
Because
what?
it's
You
not
know
a
what I predict
transfer.
it's going to happen.
It's not
I
not
think
money.
at the end,
just-
towards
it's
deadline
Roma.
day,
It's Roma, isn't it?
Sancho's going to move to a club, probably Saudi or Galatasaray, on loan, and he's going to leave for free at the end of the season and get a big signing on fee.
Thank you,
That's
Jerome.
all he wants. He just wants
Thank
money.
you, Jerome.
Yes, and
That's
guess
all
what?
he
He could have.
You know,
You've got 1
United
season left.
can forget about getting any cash for Sancho. Sancho's not gonna make United
What
get
I've
money
got to
off him.
say is that this is me just to say it again. Roma wanted him on loan for the remainder of the season, which would have offered Man United 20 million just for the loan fee and pay some of his wages. And Manchester United would have to pay the rest. So he would have got his £325,000 a week on loan at Roma. But he decided
what
to
if
not
the
go.
project
But
that Roma gave him?
is it because it's Roma? Is it because it's Roma? Because he wants to leave. He wants to play football. Forget about. He's got the bag. Amara, your case was.
He refused it because of.
No, your case was. It's the bag. But the bag is there. The bag is there. It's just the club
but
now.
what if I don't want to play for that? I don't
That
want
means he
to
has
join
no
that
ambition.
project.
He doesn't have
What
no
if I don't want to
ambition to
join
play
the
football.
project?
Does he not want to play football?
The boy
No, he
don't
just
want
wants to keep sweet
Have
and
we
sweet.
asked him what he actually wants? Maybe he wants something
But he
different.
got
Like,
Juventus, a
Ganache
bigger
said
club.
he wants to
He's not
stay,
getting what he wants.
So
to
what
stay
is it?
in
Is it the money or is it the club? Because Juventus came in, that's a big club. Chelsea came in, that's a big club that can win trophies. He
But
said
they're not
no
paying the
because
same
of the
amount of
money.
money.
But Roma will pay some of his wages and Man United will pay the rest. He still said no. What do you want? Do you want a big
What
club
I'm
to
gonna
come
say
for
is
you?
this.
They don't want to go for you anymore.
Sancho's running out of clubs because he keeps rejecting them all.
What, you're
So
gonna
what's
sit
gonna
for
happen
one
is
season on the bench?
Sancho is either going to go back to one of these clubs that he rejected on loan, or he's going to sit on his ass at Man United for 12 months. And then,
No, but he's already
well, the
on
thing
more
is,
money.
if he sits at United for 12 months and doesn't play, who's going to want to buy? Who's going to want to sign him on next
MLS
season?
team.
It's
Saudi
gonna
Pro
be
team.
free. It's gonna be free.
I know, for not
Yes,
playing
but
for a
look,
full year.
the interest won't be there because there's no reference to it. Amok,
Yeah.
for not playing for a whole year, the interest won't be there because the
Yeah,
players,
nobody's
the club
gonna
is not seeing him play.
take you on for
That's
not
There's
playing
no
for a
vibe
year.
on it. There's no
They're
vibe
gonna
on
be
it.
they're
That's
gonna
what
base
you don't think,
they're
though.
gonna base their
That's what you
decision
don't think.
based on what he done at Chelsea or the season before at Dortmund. But that's it. But it might not attract the big clubs anymore. It might attract the mediocre clubs. You might attract the Saudi clubs instead because you know what? Sancho's a good player. The Saudi Pro League isn't that great, so you can come here. You might attract the MLS League. Say, you know what? Sancho's a good player for the MLS League, yeah, but he can't attract the big teams anymore because he's been absent. That could potentially happen, and you're gonna have a situation of a player like that, so much talent, it ends up at Real Sociedad,
You're
ends up at
talking
MLS.
based on opinion, you know. I just
I'm just giving you examples. It's not
You're
opinions. These
talking
are examples.
opinion.
Because if he doesn't leave this season,
it could happen.
what's going to happen?
But happen the opposite way as well.
How?
What I'm going to say is this. If Sancho doesn't go to a club and he sits on his ass for a year at Man United, he's not going to no big club and getting no big signing on fee.
I know you, man.
I can tell you that for free.
Man,
No club
use your logic.
He's
on
going to
this
put
one.
money down
If
on
you
a
don't
player
play
that hasn't played
football,
for a year.
you don't get that
They
interest.
haven't got any data on how
He
he
is going to leave the club.
There's no
this
data.
summer.
There's no fitness.
Where?
He could have deteriorated in that 4 years. Imagine
What, Real Madrid?
Or the 6.
There's only a few clubs that can afford his wages if he was to leave permanently. Where? Because none of the biggest clubs in the world will go for him. Apart from Juventus and Chelsea.
It's
and
about
he
what he
didn't
wants.
want it. What does he want? But that's the thing. What does he want? If he was the bag, he could have went Roma.
Because he's had the one.
No. What does he want? Does he not want to play for the biggest club in the world? He said no to Chelsea and Juventus. If it's for the money, Roma will pay a percentage of his wages. Manchester United will pay for the rest. What do you want? Money or the club? The legacy or money?
You can't answer that.
You can't answer that.
It's the money.
What I'm gonna say,
what's the money? So why didn't he go Roma? He would have still be on his wages.
I don't know what he wants.
He
wants something. Only the boss knows. I don't know. He wants something. I don't know what it is, but I think
maybe it's sweetie. Maybe it's sweetie. He wants sweetie.
Or maybe I think he wants a buyout of his contract, something like that.
That's what I think he wants.
And you know what? I would encourage Manchester United to cancel his contract at the end of the transfer window, so he can leave on free mutual agreement. In fact, both clubs can actually mutually agree to terminate the contract without I'm saying without paying. Both clubs, just like the Ronaldo situation, both clubs can actually sit down and say, let's sit down. I know.
If United did that, Sancho will decline that as well.
Then he wants the money. I know Sancho will reject it. He would be like, what? No, I'm not cancelling my contract. I'm not cancelling my contract. No way. I want to be at this club. Freedom fighter, but doesn't want to leave. I don't get it.
Sancho's a joke, man, for real.
It's weird. It's weird. It's weird. Even you're laughing, you're thinking, yeah, it's kind of weird,
This guy
man wants to leave, but he's not leaving.
Sancho, he doesn't want to work. He doesn't want to work. He wants to be a bum.
Yeah, he wants to be like everyone here, man. Get paid and not work.
Literally, that's what he wants. He doesn't want to work. He just wants to get paid and not work. And sits with what's his girl's name? Sweetie.
I don't accept anything. You gotta be picky sometimes with what you want.
Let's end the show. Let me get your final thoughts before we end.
I think so far so good. This weekend has been a bit of mixed emotion, but this, like I said earlier, there's better days to come. And the manager did say as well, if we play this way that we've played against every single Premier League team, we got a better chance of making the Champions League. 100%. I'm impressed over just the collective way of playing, which I haven't seen for a very long time. We don't play collectively. We've always had individuals in the pitch.
Yeah,
I'm glad the season started. The only thing I must say, I'm gonna be a bit envious in midweek watching teams in the Champions League and us just watching soaps. So that will be funny. But yeah, man, it's glad to see that the season's back up and running, and I'm just hoping that we make the use of the transfer window in these next 2 weeks, because we need the midfielder and a goalkeeper. If you push me for one or the other, I'll probably say a goalkeeper, because I'm sick to death of seeing these mistakes and goal. Every single game there's a howler. We can't live like that.
Yeah,
it's too much stress for the human brain, bro. Literally. Well, yeah, we'll see. But promising start, even though we didn't win. Yeah, it's pleasing to see our signings slot in, and yeah, hopefully more to come.
Final thoughts, Uche.
All right. All I can say, just like Davido's final album of 5. So I'm sticking on number 5, 4 to go. So this will actually set the tone of how the season will actually look like for me, because I need some positives, a whole lot of it for me to trust in his philosophy and what he's bringing to the table. Last season was a disaster. I'm still searching for something. I'm still searching. And I'll still repeat again, it's better than where we are coming from, but it seems far to where we're actually going. But only time will tell. But for now, I'll just keep it simple. Let's just see that They actually getting there. The chemistry is building up. The combination is actually improving, and they don't seem lost. There's not too many waste games. All right, they maybe throwing the ball around, but this seems to be in order. But only time will tell. Let's see how they keep it up, and how, most especially, how is Ruben able to manage the first 11, because he has been so inconsistent with that so far last season. And I think it's going to be a repeat again this season, starting with Cunha playing false 9. There's going to be a whole lot of rotation in that forward. And I pray he sticks to a Benjamin starting almost every single game. That's what I want. You can't have a 9 and put him on the bench, or you either use him or you don't get him. That's just it. So time will tell. That's what I have to say. But I'm still counting down 4 to go to know whether he's up for the job.
My final thoughts, obviously we definitely need a new goalkeeper. I'm hoping that Jadon Sancho stays, because we've got no other options now. You know, in the forward, if it's Cunha, Mason Mount, and Buemo, and then once someone gets injured, we don't have the options unless we're going for youngsters. So if Sancho, if you don't want to leave and you want to enjoy the bag, just go to the upstairs and just apologize for the last couple of years of your behavior and join the team and start training again. Same thing with Alejandro Garnacho. Anthony, he needs to go. But I would open my arms up back to those two players.
Why? Everybody has been going up, but it's okay to go to the manager and apologize. But Anthony get the boot. Why? And he has been the only one that's having an improvement.
Is it because he's the only one that shined out of the other
behavior
two?
issues?
Yes, that's because of it.
No, the two players, Mr. Abraham mentioned, it's behavior issues. It's not because the club won them. It's not because of their ability. Anthony refused to show the club his ability.
No, especially in the Premier League, he struggled. He struggled so much compared to Garnacho and Sancho. I think
Sancho was given a whole lot of time. Just know that Sancho was also given the time. Nothing actually showed up. Nothing.
Sancho did not get given opportunities. Anthony got given a lot of chances.
Sancho,
you know, this is my final thoughts, by the way. I just want to say the way my final thoughts got taken before we end the show. But yeah, man, hopefully we can resolve the whole situation at Manchester United. We have to sell, like Uche said. Hopefully it happens. As always, guys, smash that like button, share across all social media platforms. We're back again, another watch along this weekend. We got Fulham. We need our 3 points. But it's looking bright for those who are watching as well. Those who watch the match, it's looking good. I know. We'll see. But as always, smash that like button, share across all social media platforms. And remember to keep it united. And then most importantly, remember to keep it Red United. And big up to United. Arsenal can piss off, bro. They were lucky. Peace.
Same, man. Thank you.